Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And today I want to continue my Dragonbane solo campaign. And last time we left off when my human thief Naris embarked on a little in-between mission, if you want to call it that, because I failed my first mission to recover some information about the whereabouts of the cultists. So I decided that I needed to go on a short little mini in-between mission that will be randomly generated. It consists of 3 waypoints to recover clues regarding the cultists' whereabouts through this mission. And yeah, so last episode we went through the first waypoint, which was unknown to Stonegaze. It was a forgotten library. And I was lucky because it was empty, and I even managed to find some treasure, a great helm or helmet. And yeah, and now I continue. So the threat is 2 because I searched and I go through a narrow dark chamber approaching the second waypoint, and I already know that it is an ancient tomb because Stonegaze, he saw this in his vision. So I set up the tomb here. So these wooden blocks are coffins, and this here is a strange altar. I don't know yet if it is if it holds any dark secrets or anything. And this is me, Naris, my human thief, and yeah, I'm approaching this ancient tomb as waypoint number 2 on my mission to recover some information from abandoned supplies left behind on the corpse of a dead cultists. At least this is what the vision of Stonegaze saw. All right, so yeah, I approach this ancient tomb, and I decide to yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I think I did not yet actually. I did not flesh out this tomb in detail. I just determined it's an ancient tomb, but I didn't roll on the location detail tables. So while I am going through this dark passage, let's just flesh out this location a little by rolling on the location detail table. First we will roll 1d4 to see how many times we will roll on the table. Only once. All right. And it is 3 an oddity. So an oddity, what is the oddity? Let's check this out. An oddity is always something funny. It is 2, a confounding puzzle. Ooh, so this is confounding puzzle. This is somewhat difficult in a solo RPG, actually. And I do have some ideas how to do this, but this is for if there's not a camera rolling. If you, yeah, if you play by yourself and you really want to solve a puzzle, I'll get into that in a moment. So, forgotten library, illuminated by flaming braziers. Oh no, sorry, that was the library. So this is waypoint 2. Waypoint 2, the ancient tomb, and it includes an oddity, which is a confounding puzzle. So we will flesh this out a little by rolling on the inspiration tables. All right, so, but first, because I was thinking about this not only like when playing solo, but also if you play with the group, puzzles. Puzzles are a difficult thing because, yeah, you could yeah, for example, there are probably books out there for role-playing puzzles and you could get one of these and then confront your players with a puzzle from out of these books. So this will be a possibility even in solo play if you just do not look at the solution. But if you think you know the solution, you can then look it up. But then of course if it was something else, then yeah, you basically ruined the puzzle. You can't reuse it. So what I was thinking, but this also depends on how much weight you put on puzzles, how important it is in your game, that you could actually get, like as a universal puzzle thing, you could get a book with Sudokus and in different difficulty levels. For those of you not really into Sudokus, I'm also not. And whenever there's maybe like you have to, like, you got to redress this as a fantasy themed or sci-fi themed puzzle. So in a sci-fi or cyberpunk scenario, this might be cracking a code or algorithm if you do not want to use your character skills. Or in a fantasy scenario, this could also be like if you have to arrange some runes or find, maybe you have like a rune wall and you have to find missing runes. So basically the numbers in a Sudoku from I think 1 to 9 would be translated into runes. So you would have 9 different runes, like in the fiction, of course, you work with the numbers and then you have to decipher some rune wall or something. So this would be a method that you could use if you like solving puzzles for real and yeah, and want to incorporate this into your solo gaming or also into your group gaming, because those Sudoku books, they're really cheap and you basically can get an unlimited amount of puzzles. And there are also these logic puzzles. So this is what I was looking into. And why was I looking into this? Because I also watch Me, Myself and Die, and there Trevor, he also when he was playing Dragonbane, he also came across a confounding puzzle, and yeah, and he also solved it with a role, with like Myth and Legends role. I think it was like a talking statue that confronted him with this puzzle, and this got me thinking: how could you incorporate real puzzle solving into a solo game if you are into this kind of thing? So this would be a method that might be feasible for you, but in my opinion, it's not really suited for playing on camera, because I think you do not want to look at me trying to solve the Sudoku. So we will not do this. We will do something else. So it'll probably be some sort of skill challenge, but we are not there yet. First, I need some more inspiration about what is going on in this chamber in general and about this puzzle. So I will turn to the Dragonbane inspiration tables included in the booklet. And inspiration table. And we want, yeah, an attribute is like an adjective, so, and a thing. So let's first determine an attribute and thing about this chamber. An attribute is 13. It is lost, and a thing. So what is in here? Lost refuge. A lost refuge. A lost refuge. Huh. You know what? I gotta re-roll this. 18. A lost trap. All right, so this is, yeah, that fits better. So, and now let's, a lost trap. And now let's determine if there's maybe something in here that's a danger to me. 1, 2, 3, it is. No, but there's still this confounding puzzle. All right, so a lost trap. So, yeah, I approach through this hallway, And as I am about to enter, I am in danger of triggering this trap. So I can make a spot hidden roll, and I just increased this, so it's a lost trap because it was long lost and forgotten by the designers and hasn't been used in a while. 2. Oh, that's great. 2. Because I got spot hidden, I got 6, so I'm successful. So while I'm approaching this chamber, this ancient tomb, I catch a glimpse of an oddity in this floor here. So these floor plates, I don't know, they look a little off. And if I take a closer look, I see very small and engraved. I see some runes engraved in these plates in the corners. So OOC info, there are some like warding runes, but let's make a myth and legends roll if I can identify their meaning. No, 8. So they don't really speak to me, so I can't make anything of it, but I got a gut feeling that it might maybe not be a good idea to step on one of these floor plates. So this is 2 meters, 4 meters, so actually I need to jump across. Make a 4-meter jump with a running start, and that'll be acrobatics, because there's no athletics here. I don't think so. No. Let's see, riding, but it's acrobatics. So yeah, so I catch this out of the corner of my eye, and so I backtrack a little to get a running start, and I try to jump across these plates that have some sort of warding rune. So let's make a roll. Acrobatics. 3. That's good. So I jump over those plates and land on my feet, cat-like, and now I can explore this chamber some more. All right, so there are coffins, and as always, I do want to search the area, and I will stick to my house rule that if I succeed at a spot hidden roll, I can make 2 rolls on the search table and choose one, and if I fail, I can just roll once. All right, so because I do want to roll because the table itself features enough negative results so that it does not really need to be hidden behind a skill check wall, if you ask me. And it's a 19. Ooh, almost a demon. So I fail, so I can make 1 roll, and the threat increases because I linger and I search this this area. I take a sneak peek into the coffins. I do that, and let's see. Search table. Oh, it's an 8. Hidden treasure. 1 treasure card. Yoo-hoo! Alrighty. So, 1 treasure card. So I draw 1 treasure card. This one. Gold coins. D6 times 10 gold coins. All right, so in one of the coffins, somebody buried a pouch of gold coins with the unlucky soul. D6 times 10. Oh, 50 gold coins. I am so lucky. Just need to get it out of the the breach alive. All right, so 50 gold coins, 50 GP. That is great. That is really nice. So now, but I do not want to make it too easy, because I don't want to feel like this is like a Monty Hall campaign. So because yeah, I do not roll spot hidden. This is a tomb, so maybe I have disturbed something. So once again, the trusty D6, 4, 5, 6 is good. 1, 2, 3 is negative. Ooh, and it is a 1. That is like an extreme negative. So while I am searching these coffins, and I took the pouch, and I am now turning over this way to look at these coffins, I hear the distinctive sound of stone scraping on stone, as the coffin where I just took the 50 gold coins opens the lid, slides open the stone lid, and I hear the sound of stone scraping onto stone, and out of the coffin a skeleton warrior rises. All right. A skeleton warrior. We do have them as a pawn. Oh yeah, this one looks nice. So look at this skeleton warrior. So that was this coffin. So he rises while I'm over there. And out of his eye sockets, 2 red glowing dots stare at me. Alrighty. So I will use the minion statistics, but I'll give him some armor because it's he wears armor scraps. So let's see, and so it's a minion, so he's got the relevant skills at 12, other at 6, 12 HP, damage 2d6. All right, so I will, however, let's check the rules of maybe for some weapon damage, because and some armor values that might fit. Where is the equipment? Maybe I should look. Oh, here, gear. All right, so leather, studded leather, chainmail, plate armor. All right, so he wears studded leather armor with an armor rating of 2. And let's see, weapons, melee weapons, a long sword, it's 2d8. No, 2d8 is too much, so 2d6. Short sword is a d10, broadsword is 2d6. Great sword, scimitar is 2d6. Yeah, all right, so 2d6 is pretty good actually. Dagger d8, short sword d10. You know what? 2d6. He's got a short sword, 1d10. I make it a little bit easier on myself. But then again, studded leather armor. All right, so that's the skeleton. So let's get his stats. Skeleton. It is 10 HP, armor 2, 1d10 damage, and skill is 12 to attack. All right, so that is what is happening. So let's draw initiative cards. And I have the army of 1 heroic ability, so I get to draw 2 cards. Alright, so first for the skeleton. 6. The skeleton has 6. And now 2 cards for me. I take this one and this one. Let's check. 1 and 3. This is great because it means I get to go before the skeleton with both of my turns. Alright, so the skeleton is pretty slow. It just crawled out of its coffin. So as it crawled out of its coffin, I seize the initiative and take my move. And my movement is 14. So that is 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I approach and I attack with my trusty knife, which deals 1d8, and I get an agility damage bonus of plus 1d6. So it is 1d8 and 1d6, and my knife's skill is 14. So I got a pretty good chance. So I try to stick the knife through its eye socket into the skull. Oh, maybe, so that'll be 8 damage, but maybe I should roll the d20 to hit with it as well. So we keep the damage. Let's see if we hit. Yes, we do. So that is 8 damage, but this is reduced by the armor value of 2. So that is 6 damage. So 4 hit points remaining. And that was my turn number 1. So before the skeleton can act, I follow up with another attack. Actually, this is pretty good if you get to go first. Let's see if I hit though. Yes, I hit, but that is 6. 5, 6 minus 2 armor, that is 4. That is exactly what I need, so I was lucky. So that was just a really quick skirmish. So yeah, I was lucky this time because I get to go first. Yeah, so I jump up to the skeleton like a cat, and with 2 quick thrusts, I basically crush the skull through the eye sockets, and the bones crumble as the dark magic that animated the bones fades away. But the skeleton's got nothing of worth because I already took the 50 gold pieces. Alright, so I do not want to linger anymore because maybe this battle has disturbed some other beings, but yeah, I try to find an exit out of this chamber. So there's this sinister altar. Let's look at some attributes. So if it's like corrupted or cursed or anything or dangerous, it might pose a threat. Maybe there's some aura or anything. So 18, sacred. Yeah, okay, so that is good. And I roll another one. Sacred, blocked. Oh, that fits. So blocked, sacred, sacred, blocked. All right, so yeah. So as I approach, I can actually see a passage continuing, but somehow I can't get to it. It seems like there's an invisible barrier, like an energy field, so blocking my path, and this is because of sacred. So there's a sacred aura and energy, a holy shield, if you will, blocking the path. And in order to get past it, I need to solve this confounding puzzle. All right, so what I will do is, I mean, like I said, I will just, I will do a skill a roll, and if I fail, I can roll again, but I have to increase the threat, and then maybe, yeah, let's see if I am able to solve the riddle before the threat triggers. So this is how I will handle this. So let's see, is it myth and legends, or could I write, could I, you know what? I'm a human. I have this adaptive ability, which means I could use a different skill if I can somehow explain how. So let's look again at adaptive, if it costs any willpower points. Human here. Yeah, it costs willpower points. When rolling for a skill, you can choose to make the roll using another skill of your choice. You must be able to justify how you used the selected skill instead of the normal one. The GM has the final word, but should be lenient. Okay. Because I don't know why, but in my head I sort of imagined this also like as a sort of like a sentient being. So instead of using myths and legends, I will not use persuasion, because that would be, I think, too cheap. But I will use bartering. So bartering, I got 7 instead of 5. So that is still a slight increase. So yeah, to solve this confounding riddle or puzzle, I will make a bartering roll. And if I fail, I will increase the threat. And then I get to roll again. But then after the first roll, I will decide that I will get a boon, because I'm sort of, I have ruled out possibilities, so it might get easier, but still. So this is how I will handle this confounding puzzle. And yeah, so I think puzzles in solo RPG are pretty difficult to handle, at least if you are not really into puzzle solving and play in front of a camera. So let me know what you think. How would you handle a puzzle in a role-playing game, playing solo? Like I said, if you like this kind of stuff, my solution would be to get a Sudoku book and then just translate this Sudoku into some sort of in-game riddle and just try to solve it. And maybe set yourself a timer, time pressure. And if you're not able to solve it in a certain amount of time, a bad thing will happen, like a threat counter will increase or something like that. So that might be a good idea. Like I said, let me know in the comments. And while we're at it and talking about outer game stuff, please, if you like this content, please also do subscribe, because it really motivates me if I see my subscribers go up, because I do have a goal. I want to get at least 1,000 subscribers to join the YouTube Partnership Program. And it costs you nothing, and it makes me happy, and it really motivates me to do this kind of stuff. So please, if you like what I'm doing, please do subscribe. So, but now let's do the riddle solving here. And I gotta subtract willpower points, 3 of them. So my willpower is 6. And I get to use barter. So I'm bartering with this sacred altar to let me pass, trying to solve its riddle. And I'm not successful, so I linger. The threat counter increases to 4. I try again, this time with a boon. Oh, look at this, double 17. So threat increases to 5. So if I fail again, the threat will trigger. Please. 11 and 13, no. All right, so now the threat goes up to 6, so it triggers. So what happens now? The threat, I determined this beforehand by rolling on the threat table. The threat is an earthquake. So threat number 2, the quake. So let's read up on it. Number 2, this region is prone to tremors and cave-ins. When the threat triggers, you face a catastrophic quake. So let's just say that this quake is actually not a quake, but it is the punishment or the defense mechanism of this sacred altar that protects the path going forward. And because I didn't solve the riddle, now suddenly the earth starts shaking, and the stone lids, they vibrate, and suddenly part of the ceiling comes down, and there's a cave in, and I try to get out of the way. And so this would be in other systems like a dexterity save. So here in Dragonbane, I will just roll against my acrobatics. I will roll against my acrobatics, but because this should be dangerous and difficult, I will get a bane on the roll, because there's not much room to escape to, and the whole ceiling starts to come down, and it's a catastrophic quake. So I will have to roll versus acrobatics, but with a bane this time. And if I fail, I will suffer some serious consequences. All right, so acrobatics to avoid the falling debris. Ooh, look at this, 8-8 doubles. So I successful because my acrobatics is 14. So as the quake starts, I can feel this sacred barrier, however, weaken and come down. And as the ceiling collapses, I manage to jump out of the way into the path, continuing on to the next waypoint. Whew. All right, so that was, there I was lucky. Otherwise, I would have suffered, I think, some serious damage, depending on what I rolled. All right, so, but I follow this passage to a yawning chasm. So let's just rearrange the setup here. And once again, you can see the versatility of these blocks. So that is a small, actually that is not small enough. So because one square is like 2 meters, so right and left of this small bridge is the yawning chasm. So it is so deep you can't really see the bottom of it, and falling down there would mean certain death. At the end of the yawning chasm, there's a rocky plateau where I can already see, no, it's too far away. My torchlight does not go that far, but according to Stonegaze's vision, there will be a dead cultist where I find the information that I need. So now I just need to get across this yawning chasm over this narrow 2 meter wide rope bridge that looks very, very suspicious, because I have no idea how long it has been here and in what condition it is, and maybe there's some flying creatures hiding in this dark chamber. So this is all that we have to determine. All right, so let's just first once again check if the bridge actually will hold. And this is just again 50-50. 1, 2, 3, it won't, but that does not mean that I know that yet. Oh, 2. All right, so the bridge is in bad shape. The bridge will not really carry me, but I do not know that yet. So that's the first problem. And the second problem is, are there any creatures here that might pose a threat while I am crossing this bridge? Again, 1, 2, 3, negative, 4, 5, 6, positive. And again, negative, and not only negative, it's a 1. So a 1 is like the worst result, the worst outcome that you can have. So, I already looked in this bestiary, in the monster section, and I think a fitting creature would be, of course, something that flies, and vampire bats came to my mind. Let's see if they're monsters, which means here vampiric bats. Oh no, they're not. Oh yes, they are monsters, so monster attacks. Vampiric bats. There are countless species of bats in the world of Dragonbane. Some are small and virtually harmless. Others are as big as winged goblins and can bite the head of a grown human with a single snap of the jaw. Ooh, the feared vampire bat falls somewhere in between. They have a wingspan of 1 meter and a strong appetite for human blood. Vampire bats always hunt in flocks and are often found in underground burial chambers, where they feed on grave robbers and other adventurers. Damn. Alright. So ferocity 2, size swarm. Ooh, they're actually pretty nasty. But they're a swarm, so that's for all of them. And the bats attack as a swarm and therefore count as a single creature. All damage from physical weapons, even magical ones, are reduced by half. Rounded up at least. Fire has normal effect. Alright, and monster attacks, I think they always hit. You just roll. Let me check this real quick, but they can be evaded or parried if I'm not mistaken. And ferocity 2 means actually that they do get 2 turns, just like I do in a combat round. Let me check this real quick. Alright, fighting monsters. Dodging and parrying. All monsters can dodge, and monsters carrying weapons can also parry. Each dodge or parry uses up one of the monster's actions in the round. Roll against a default skill level of 15. Ooh, that is for all dodges and parries by monsters, but they will not do this because they are a swarm. So, skills. Monsters can have skills, but they're mainly used outside of combat, not for attacks. They only attack using their monster attacks. Okay. So let's check this. Monster attacks. So please excuse that I have to look these things up, but it's the very first time that I am playing this system. So, monster attacks. A monster always uses a monster attack when it attacks. Each monster has a unique set of monster attacks which are summarized in a table. The GM rolls or chooses an attack from this table when it is the monster's turn. Here, this is monsters never roll dice to hit their target. Monster attacks succeed automatically. Performing a monster attack counts as an action. Unless otherwise specified, monster attacks have the same range as melee attacks, 2 meters, and adjacent square. Monster attacks can be dodged, but not parried. So thank God that I have evasion, or what's it called? What is it called? My evade. Yes, evade, to dodge. And they can, okay, monsters never make the same attack twice in a row. If the GM rolls the same monster attack, second roll changes into the next attack on the table. The 6 becomes a 1. Okay, so and ferocity, last thing. Some monsters are so powerful that they can act multiple times by their ferocity score. At the end of each round, the GM draws 1 initiative card for each point of ferocity. The monster gets 1 turn per card. Alright. With 1 action and 1 movement on each turn. Okay. So, so this bridge does not look very, very trusty, but I still need to cross it. So I carefully step onto it and try to move across it. We already know that the bridge won't hold, but we don't know yet when it will break. So probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so let me get back here and I will roll a d12, and this will indicate the square where the bridge breaks. So if I am very unlucky, it'll break right in the middle. If I'm lucky, it'll break up here. And then I will roll another die to see when the monsters appear. 10. All right, so let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is good. I just marked this with a pencil mark here. X marks the spot, just like in Indiana Jones. Think of jump from the head of the lion. So when I reach this square, the bridge will break. So that is good because it is not far to the other end. I can maybe make a quick jump over there. So now let's see when the monsters attack. On square number 7. So this is square number 1. So I carefully approach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm halfway across the bridge as I suddenly hear the sound of leathery wings flying on through the air. So I immediately get my knife out and try to quickly cross the bridge. I move again 1 square as suddenly out of the darkness a swarm of vampiric bats attacks. So let's see if we can find some nice pawn. And like I said, I only want to use what is included in the box. Alright, so I do not see a vampiric bat, but let's check again. But I will just use a harpy. So this harpy here represents the swarm of vampiric bats. So they swoop down, and now we need to determine initiative. And I get 2 cards, and the bats get 2 cards. And let me get their stats. I actually only need bats. I think they had like, what, 18 hit points? Wrong book, sorry. Vampiric bats. Movement 24, though that is plenty, and 18 HP, and damage is halved, rounded up, however. So 18 HP. So HP 18, but halved. Okay, No armor. That is good. Yeah, so let's draw initiative cards. Ooh. So the bats, they get one, I get one. The bats get one because of ferocity, and I get another one because of my ability, army of one. So I got 1 and 3. That's actually good because 6, 7, but it's also not good because I do not have a ranged weapon. But I think what you could do is you could switch, if you wait, you could switch with an enemy. So yeah, I will switch my 1 with the 6. Meaning they get to go first, but then I get to go 2 times and then they get to go again. Because I got 3 and 6. I put this up here. And they got 1 and 7. And I hope I did this right, but I'm not going to look it up now. But I remember you could, like, if you wait, you could exchange cards. Okay. So, first round of combat. The bats. They attack. They have enough movement to sweep down. So monster attacks. I roll a d6. Ooh, a 6. Oh, probably. All right. The bats split up. So it's a mass attack. The bats split up to attack all characters within 10 meters. Each victim suffers d8 slashing damage, and the bat swarm heals the same amount of HP from drinking their victim's blood. Damn, so they also regenerate. Damn. So there's a. So I do not have a. I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, so but they can be evaded. So I do not want to take 1d8 points of damage. So I will use my evade ability, and I will use my fast footwork, meaning I have to spend 3 willpower points, but I do not lose one of my actions. So my willpower is 3, and now I get to roll evade, because monster attacks can be evaded. So now please, I got 14. Actually a pretty good chance, but you know my luck. Ah, yes, 7. Whew. So I am lucky. I evade this monster attack and I still have all my actions. So that was their turn number 1. They attacked. Now I get to take 2 actions, 3 and 6. So while they're close to me, I attack with my dagger, with my knife, with d6 damage bonus and d8, and with my knife skill of 14. But I have to have the damage. Look at that, it's an 18. I miss, but I got 6 and 8 damage. You know what? I pushed the roll. I don't know if that's cheating. I leave, and if you can push a roll in combat as well, but I just say I will. So, yeah, I push the roll, and then I will be... I will be disheartened, because this looks pretty grim. I am in the middle of a chasm on a small rope bridge, and I got this huge swarm of giant bats around me, so I can feel desperation creeping up, and I'm disheartened, but I pushed the roll. Come on now. I mean 14, what the hell? Oh, yes, 13. All right, so 8 plus 6, that is 14. That is reduced by half, but still that is 7 points of damage. And this is good, because now they're at 11 points of damage. 11 hit points. And that was my action on turn count number 3. I pushed the roll. Don't know if that's legal in combat, but I mean, a roll is a roll, right? I mean, it's a skill roll. So, and now I attack again on turn number 6. Or on initiative count 6. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Damn! It is an 18. Alright, so again, I leave the damage. I gotta be consistent. And I push the roll again. This time I'm exhausted. Because, yeah, it's pretty taxing. And I hope that, I mean, I got 14. Come on, I pushed the roll. Oh, yes, 9. Okay. So that is 10. So that is 5. So the bats are at 6 HP. And I am done. That was my turn. But now I can't really... I can push once more to be angry or maybe scared, because you got to justify those conditions as well. You can't just mark them off. So next round... Oh no, the bats, they still have a turn. So on initiative count 7, so they keep circling because they smell the blood, the scent of blood, and they attack, a monster attack. So my first monster fight in Dragonbane. 3. Monster attack 3. It's a collective attack. The bats launch a joint assault on the player character with the highest con. The attack inflicts 2d6 slashing damage, and the victim suffers a fear attack, and the bat swarm heals the same amount. Okay. So, there's only one character, so that is me. So that'll be 2d6 slashing damage. I do not want to take this damage because I do not want them to heal. I do not have any more actions, but as I read this, I could use again my fast footwork by using willpower. So my willpower is gone, it's exhausted, but I still get to make a dodge roll. I don't know if you still need to have actions for that. Let me just check this real quick, but it's still the same round of combat, and it said that you could use it more than once as long as you have willpower, but only once per attack. You know what, I don't look it up, I just play it like this. I mean, my willpower is exhausted anyways. So please evade 14, evade 14, evade 14. Ah, yes, 8. So agile as a cat. Even though I am on this small, narrow bridge, I managed to evade this attack. So now it's initiative again. Let's shuffle these up into the deck. All right, so 2 cards, 1 for the enemy, 1 for me, 1 for the enemy, and 1 for me. And let's check. The enemy, they have 1 and 6. And I do have 7 and 5. All right, so it is the bats, then it is me, and then it is the bats, and then it is me. So of course you can change cards to act sooner. You can just act later. Yeah. So at least I get to act once in between. So if I'm lucky, but you know what? I can evade still, but then I would need to use an action. But maybe if I deal 12 damage, I can kill him. So let's see what happens. Though the bats, obviously, they will attack. So I flip this card. It is their turn on initiative count 1. And they make a monster attack. It's a 2. Alright, so 2 I think is not too bad. Let's check. 2. Vampiric bats. 2. Swirling horror. The bat swarms around their victims at a frantic pace. Everyone within 10 meters suffers a fear attack. So I have to be honest with you, I do not know what a fear attack is, but I think I would suffer the scared condition. Let's see, fear attack. I look it up in the index. Do I get to roll something? Fear attacks, 52. Let's see, 52 fear attack. But at least they do not regenerate. That is good, because they do not drink blood. Fear. Okay, so such creatures fear attacks can also be triggered. When struck by a fear attack, you must immediately make a roll against will. The roll can be pushed. Particularly frightening events can give you bane. If the will roll fails, you must roll on the fear table on the next page. Okay, so this is, I think, a little unelegant that you have to roll on different tables, on different pages on the book. I mean, it would have been easy just, all right, to fail the roll, you get the scared condition, but no, you gotta roll on a fear table. So, a fear attack, so willpower. Willpower is 9. So far I'm not scared, and I do not get a bane because it doesn't say so. It's not particularly scary. It is 18. I fail. All right, I do not want to push the roll because I can't afford to get another condition. So I have to roll a d8 on the fear table. 3. Panting. The intense fear leaves you out of breath and makes you exhausted, but I am already exhausted. So actually that's good, because I think, yeah, you can suffer a condition twice. So okay, so that was their turn. So I do not need to waste a turn to dodge. So now it is my turn, 5, and I attack. Please, please, please. Agility is still unaffected, so I do not get a bane. Yes, 14, thank God. Equal is a success. So 7, it's rounded up. So 7 plus 4 is 11, divided by 2 is 5.5, and it is rounded up, which is exactly 6. And this is exactly the 6 that I need. Whew, that was pretty intense, I have to admit. So, yeah, I managed to not to kill them all, but to kill enough of them to fend off the swarm. So they're gone. Combat is over. And I get to continue across the bridge. So, bop, bop, bop. And as I step onto this wooden board with a snap and a crack, the board cracks, the rope snaps, and the bridge. And now, I need to make like a quick acrobatics roll to jump over there. But because this is actually, I think, more or less save or die, I will give myself a boon. I'll give myself a boon. Agility, acrobatics, I got 14, and I got a boon because it is pretty close. And yeah, I got a boon. Oh, yeah, thank God. 8 and 14. So I would have made it anyways. So even with a bane, because 14. So with cat-like reflexes, I jump over the bridge onto the plateau as the bridge collapses. And I'm wondering, how do I get back? Well, to get back, I will need to find a different way. So what does that mean? 1d3 waypoints that I need to determine randomly, because there's no stone gaze who can give me a clue to get back. But first, we will search the dead cultist, because that's why we came here. And this is where I will end this session. So I hope you liked it. I think it was pretty intense, and yeah, it's something different, the system with the monster attacks and the cards and everything, but it's it's got its flair. I like it. And yeah, so thank you for watching. And once again, please do like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And I will hopefully see you in the next video. And as always, stay safe and stay healthy, and bye-bye.